caught on to these associations. So I know there's this loyalty factor or lack thereof, in my opinion. How long are you required at our age to put up with the BS?
Well, my BS tolerance is very, very low.
Especially at this age.
Okay, at this age,
Yeah.
yeah, you get like one chance maybe. After
Yeah.
that, nah, I'm cool. Especially if you have no ability to be self-aware and aren't willing to make the changes that are necessary,
Right.
to make sure that not only is your life good, but whatever, place you have in my life is going to be good as well. So.
Right. So you said one chance. So do you at least tell the person, hey, look, check this out. Let's get this together, or I'm done, or are you like me and just cut them off and just don't talk to them? That's what I tend to do, and I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. But what is your?
Well, for me, I think now at this age, like I'm 35, I think I've narrowed down and narrowed out and gotten rid of all the negative energy and the people that don't fit into my element in my
Right.
life,
Right.
and that I can't contribute to their life and vice versa
Right.
in a way that is good for all of us. So I don't really have to deal with it too much, but for the most part, I usually try to communicate with people and let them know how I'm feeling, as we should do if we're friends or associates or in a business relationship. But you know, after that, a few conversations, sometimes you have to agree to disagree or agree to just not associate with people, period. So,
Jill, what do you do?
I agree with Marissa. I can't tell you the last time I had to cut someone off because there was an issue with our association. But I do believe in being upfront with people, and I will quickly fall out of a situation if I don't think it's,
Right.
conducive.
Right. You know what's mind-boggling to me is when someone has the privilege to play football or basketball or be in some elitist position, but they still refuse to let go of the old element. What do you guys think that is about?
I think it's tough because a lot of times, we see with a lot of guys, they grew up in certain, difficult situations, and
Right.
so they were given opportunities to rise above those situations, but a lot of people that they grew up with were not.
Right.
But they're still wanting to be loyal and, to those friends, and sometimes that's to their detriment.
I agree.
and it's a sense of blind loyalty, is
Right.
what you like to
Right.
call it. It's just the idea that you have to be loyal to someone, no matter how toxic they may be, no matter whether they are good for your life, good for your business, good for your energy and just your aura altogether.
Right.
We sometimes feel like, oh, those are my family members,
Right.
so I have to deal with them. No,
Right.
no, you don't. That's my best friend since kindergarten. No, sorry, we're grown ups now. Like I don't. I got little people who are now in kindergarten and above, and I have to teach them how to make sure that they always surround themselves with people who are in alignment with whatever their goals are and their life goals are. So
Do you think though sometimes people feel like this person helped me get to this point? What am I gonna look like if I just drop them now that I'm, quote unquote successful?
I think people are really concerned with that, but I think when you are weighing the people that you have around you, you need to make sure that those people have equal to lose.
Right.
Equal standing in that they have as much to lose as you do in certain situations. So I think I think people confuse being loyal with who you have around you.
Right.
You can be loyal from a distance,
Absolutely.
and that would be my choice if I was in one of those situations.
right.
Some of the most disturbing real life examples I've seen and actually broke my heart was first Michael Vick, who was he owned Atlanta at the time when he got involved in whatever he was involved in. And I don't want to, rehash the past, but for me, that I kind of checked myself like, wow, this man was on top of the world running Atlanta and it was gone. Do you think a lot of times people think, oh, because I'm such and such, I won't get caught, or this person will take the rap for me, or
Oh, absolutely. That's why the elite firm exists. We think when we get to high places that we're invincible and we can do whatever we want. And there's
Right.
some real life examples that, in some cases that's true. It doesn't matter what you do. The court of public opinion is always going to find you not guilty. It doesn't matter, how much evidence there is to substantiate the things that you've been accused of.
Right.
But then you have, more commonly, the situation is no, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't matter who you are. There are certain things that you just can't do. And
Right.
unfortunately for him, that, they had to make an example out of him, which, was it was just unfortunate all around. So
What I'm concerned about is for people and our clients in general are social media makes everything so much faster,
Mhm.
right? So whatever you're involved in, I always tell my clients, know that there's a camera everywhere.
everywhere.
On every block, in every club, at every valet, you name it, the camera is there.
Right.
I tell my clients that social media is like digital DNA, so it's
Yep.
going to follow you forever.
Right.
There, I mean, oh, I deleted it or I took that post down. Doesn't really matter. I
Right.
mean, police, law enforcement, they are able to tap into all kinds of things. You never know who
Mhm.
screenshot something, who
Right.
kept a record of something that you have said or done or written somewhere.
Right.
So social media is a blessing and a curse.
Mm-hmm. Them screenshots, them receipts.
Right.
You posted it, it's immediately screenshot by somebody. You deleted it, be like, dang, I deleted it.
Right.
No, it's
No.
there, it's still there.
And the more celebrity you have, the more people are inclined to
right.
keep receipts.
Oh yes. What do you guys think of the false assumption that a lot of these celebrities have is this person will take the rap for me?
Hmm.
You know what? I will tell you that I have represented quite a few people, quite a few of those fall guys, the guys who have taken the rap for somebody else.
Right.
So I've had several of those cases.
Right.
But we've also seen it where that's backfired, where the police kind of go after who they want to go after.
Right.
So you can have someone saying, no, it was mine, that was mine, I had that, I did that, whatever.
Right.
But, sometimes they will go after who they want,
Right.
who will make the biggest story.
Can I ask a question? How much you gotta pay somebody to take the
I
rap
was
for you?
just thinking that, like, wait a minute, you want me to go sit in jail, not money on my books, so what is the incentive to do that?
Oh, hold on. Even if you did all of those things, my freedom. I value my freedom. too
Hey,
much.
I'm
Like,
trying to understand, because, different people have different walks of life.
Mhm.
So what have you seen that make people say, okay, this is worth it to me, or I'm going to do this?
It's the reverse loyalty. It's reverse loyalty from the other perspective, where we're saying the person who has reached some level of celebrity, how they feel they need to stay attached to whomever.
Right.
Now you've got the people who are that other person that
Right.
the person's being loyal to, and they're feeling like this is how I show my loyalty.
Ooh, Lord, child.
mm,
Come back. We really want to dive into what this looks like from a professional perspective. Power of association and what that can do to your brand, to your business, just to how the world views you in general.
all right, so we're gonna take a break. You're listening to Legal-ish, where we talk celebrity drama from a legal perspective on Dash Talk X, and we will be right back. Hi guys. For those of you who are tuning in or watching the replay on YouTube, this is the live recording of Legal-ish on Dash Talk X. Our episode actually airs on Dash Talk Radio. You can download the Dash Radio app and then click on Talk, and our show airs. The recording airs on Thursdays at 4 p.m. and then there's a replay that airs on Sundays at 3 p.m. and that's all Pacific Standard Time. So thanks for tuning in, and you guys are, if you're on, feel free to comment to below with your questions.
Music. Okay, ladies, we're gonna start and go to what is that, 26? With a 1 minute break, and just give you a chance to kind of regroup and get into it. And help me keep track of time.
I was just being so bad. I'm like, I'm looking at real life.
I have to do this, otherwise I'll be like, okay, you guys ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, welcome back. Again, we are listening to Legalish on Dash Talk X, and today we are talking about the power of association. And we've heard of and kind of why people do what they do. But in business, when you are a superstar, it has bigger impacts, and it's not so much of I'm sorry, I'm gonna do better. Although I hear that a lot now. I'm sorry, are these public apologies?
Okay.
And your team matters, right? Your associates definitely matter as a celebrity, right?
Absolutely.
And it just so happened we had this exchange between Miss Nicki Minaj and Miss Cardi B this week. So we're gonna start with Nicki Minaj because I think she's been on the stage a little bit longer. You know, to me, she was doing her thing before Miss Cardi B came on the stage, and then all hell broke loose. But before we get into that, I had a side note, Jill, and this has been bothering me the whole week. When and we're gonna talk about this, but when Nicki Minaj's associate, because I don't think they're friends, associate Ra Ali said, "Yeah, I'm the one that fought Cardi B."
Mm-hmm.
Can she go to jail?
I can't understand for the life of me why she's saying that so publicly. I'm looking at you and away from there. But I cannot understand why she's going so public with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Nicki Minaj said it recently that it was her who
Right.
hit Cardi and not a bodyguard. And she said she didn't say it before because of legal reasons.
Right.
I'm like, you are aware those same legal reasons
They didn't
still
go away.
exist.
Right.
Yeah, this is like a matter of weeks, maybe a month or two.
Right.
So yeah, I mean that's very problematic.
How about Nicki Minaj? Could she be held as like the ringleader or the orchestrator? Because see, if I was petty, I would be like, Nicki Minaj told her to hit me, right? So could Nicki Minaj have any exposure?
I mean, the thing is, it's not that hard for charges to get filed against you. You know, you can
Right.
get arrested for anything. Now,
Right.
whether or not that'll stick and what type of evidence you can bring up to dispel
Right.
certain things, I think that's another story. But I would definitely want to tread lightly if I were
Right.
Nicki Minaj. But who are your people
Right.
by name?
Okay.
Because I'm just like, how is this happening?
And see, to me, that's
Oh my
before.
God.
And then if my client said publicly, "Yeah, I hit her,"
Yeah.
well,
I wish one of Elite's clients.
huh? And so for me, that's why I kind of thought it was a lie. Because if it's a lie, it's easy to say, no, we did this for social media or whatever,
Right.
right?
I mean, I hope for her sake it is, especially running around confessing. Now, I'm sure part of this is going to be that Cardi B was the aggressor. So Cardi B came for Nicki and Ross stepped in, and that's.
But
how
who
it
asked,
went.
why did Rodney step in? She didn't come for her.
Sin is, defense of others, like self-defense. It in certain instances, it could be a violent offense. Maybe that's where she's going, or I don't feel like any of them have consulted anybody before any of this happened, and that's kind of the problem too with social.
Why is she arguing? And more importantly, why is her teaching her to engage in something like this? First of all, Cardi B is 9 years younger than Nicki Minaj. So why is she even engaging her in this back and forth? What do you ladies think?
I don't know if this is happening. I guess it's kind of one of those things where, similar to like even in the legal field, or any professional field, when you are in a place where you feel like you're at the top, you're the queen, you're the one, and then someone comes along, if you feel as though they are a threat to you, whether they're quote unquote as good as you or not,
Right.
if they're having just as much success, they're trailing behind, it starts to feel like it's a competition thing and you have to defend yourself, and we as people just have to understand that
Rapper and blah blah blah, and so it just makes her look so bad to me.
Why don't you think her team, we're talking about Nicki, we'll get to Cardi B later because, oh Lord, child, that's another situation. Why hasn't her team said, look, okay, I understand you feel a certain way, we're going to handle this X way instead of this? She's used her radio show to go in on her. So why not have a team that says, hey, this is how we're gonna do this?
Perhaps publicity reasons. I know that a lot of times, just respond. A lot of her responses included hashtags that were related to different things she was releasing.
Right.
So maybe that had to do with it. Or it's also possible that her team did advise against it, but she still did what she wanted to do, which is a whole nother issue, so who knows? We're all speculating at this point, I guess.
You know what was interesting to me? That some of these sponsors got in the beef. I know Steve Madden said something like, no, Nicki Ryan worked with Cardi, and that started a whole nother hoopla about popular. We want to work with them.
I think you would think that, but what you see on social media is that whenever either of them says something, then there's just all these hundreds of thousands coming with saying, getting upset, argumentative, and it's like, where do you find the time to be so wrapped up in these two women situations? So maybe from a sponsor perspective, this is a good way to advertise and be wrapped up in this in some way and to comment on it, whereas maybe like you said before, it would have been better to push back from it.
I had to go back to Raw. Did you see this was really popular? Can you be trusted?
I feel like you give them too much credit for being like regular thinking. Because none of this makes sense from A to B.
But even as her camp, why would you want someone like that? Because you think I'm a troublemaker to me. So, Nikki, despite all this that's going on with Nikki, how do you say, okay, this person?
Maybe there's something going on behind the scenes. I'm confused. But one thing that throws me off about this whole thing is that they're both rappers, and back in my day, they have their little rap battles.
Right.
Whoever they might create a diss track, create another diss track, get everybody pumped up, and then it was it. Like it didn't get to this point. I just don't understand how we get.
Well, what's more concerning to me is in the week before a major election, right? And so you have all these young girls, go ooh, 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 but just think if they use that platform to come together to rock the vote, wherever you are.
It would be nice, but it ain't gonna happen. Not with these two.
They seem so obsessed with this, and we cannot talk about obsession when we get to Cardi, obviously. But it's just crazy. I mean, there's so much more to focus on than this.
And Cardi already told y'all she ain't trying to be nobody's mentor.
She did say that.
She's made it very clear. So she doesn't feel like she has to be responsible for any of her actions. She gonna do what she want to do, as she always has since she came out. And so she ain't rocking no vote. Not if she don't want to.
She might be rocking the vote, but she's not encouraging us to rock their vote. That's sure.
I don't think either of them are really being anything other than who they've always been.
Right.
And so we would like to see people get a certain level of celebrity and kind of rise to the occasion, but that's really important.
Yeah, and is it unreasonable for us to expect them to? Like, Cardi has been the same since before she blew up. The exact same person that she is now. So in my opinion, I think it's unfair for us to make her, or expect her to do certain things different when she created this brand based on who she is.
No, but it's still sad to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely
You
sad.
have two of the biggest rappers probably out right now, which is disappointing to me because anyway, I'm not from this generation. However, we have life stuff going on. So if she said it or not, the fact that she has the platform can use it different is concerned to me.
Right.
Quick, how
People even concerned or even knowing what's going on with other people you use. So on that note, we're going to take a break back. What is wrong with this thing? I can't tell if this thing lives or not.
hi people on Facebook Live. Say hi, Marissa.
Is there some people on it? Because
Oh, Jill already said hi.
I feel like this YouTube is freezing.
Yeah, are you on the Wi-Fi? Please, I have Jill Carter in the building. Forms, we would love to hear from you. A Black firm, we have about 16 of us right now. So we are definitely taking over the world. And today we are talking about the how to be.
We need drinks.
Right.
Talking to is part, even if it's part of the strategy to let her be herself, there needs to be a limit. And after watching
Her team or her people or whoever, do they get a pass because she's quote unquote new to the game?
I don't think so. I mean, there's lots of people that are new to the game. I wouldn't even say it's necessarily a pass. I think that it's just one of those things that just because I don't agree or like, what I see that she does blew up. So I get how her team is just letting her do what she does is how she blew up. Otherwise, if she wasn't, wild Cardi B, she would never become Insta famous and now she's at the top of her game. She has had all these #1 tracks, like it's working for her.
Right.
So I don't have to agree with it, and I don't agree with it, but that's not my business.
As Cardi B people, would you advise her to have a discussion with her sister? Because her sister goes hard too.
I don't even know who is it.
Hennessy.
What she do?
I have no clue
I know what she does.
what she
What
does.
she do.
The equivalent
Oh, okay. I
for
got
Nicki. She goes hard too, and I think that's kind of how it all started this week.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't keep up, so at some point I was just like, okay, I need to know for the discussion here, but
Right.
it's just too much. But me, it goes back to what we said in the beginning. When is enough enough? When you say, okay, this is cool, you doing you, but people are threatening people to fight them, quote unquote, on site, and not like if someone did what? Because then people are getting sued, and then we have other issues, right?
And that's what it is. It's really a conversation of like, you have way more to lose now than you did way back then. And then can we be real basic with this? You are a mother of a little girl who is looking and watching every single thing that you do.
A grown up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she's not now because she's probably like still a newborn. But the
Right.
point is.
No, I'm talking about the mother. Is it?
Oh, yeah.
Well, in her mind, it may not be going bad because she's making money.
But in the video she posted,
No. Mm-mm.
charges against Riley.
Which image? The street image?
Yeah,
or,
her street image.
probably because it's specifically in our culture, we have the no snitching rule and all of that stuff.
Oh, let me tell y'all right now, I snitch.
Me too.
I told you earlier this week, listen, I love you. I'll give your enemies the stank eye. In terms of fighting, I am too close to 40 for that.
Well, as the most seasoned lady amongst us, I will say, definitely with my clients though. But I will just say, I mean, it's just ridiculous. I'm so baffled with all of this. Nicki, Cardi,
Like, about our team associations and that sort of thing. Is there a way for Cardi to do this different? I do know that she gets very emotional, when she thinks people are talking about her or her. Nobody sees me.
Yeah,
she
cool.
comes. I don't know.
after that fight at that Harper's Bazaar.
Oh, see, I was like, no, she can't come. Choose.
But I feel like on the other end of that, she definitely has so much charm to say, to just step in and be like, you know what, Cardi, calm down. This is what you should do. This is what you should avoid. Their beef is with each other. So,
Right. Well, very interesting because that's the reason why we came together.
Mm-hmm.
To show
Right.
people that Black women really work together, can associate with each other, and ladies in the rap industry totally
well, you know what?
dispelling what we're trying to build here.
I think we need to MC. Anyway, somebody needs
Those things where, because I have clients where I said, please stay off social media. Stay off social media. And then I wake up and then I have like back to, so I get it. should they change or just find just what it is right now?
I think it has to do with the individuals and whether they are ready to make that change. So